If you haven't seen it already, in our last video we discussed the Marxist philosophy of dialectical materialism and how Marx applied this to the study of history. In this video, we'll be aiming to take a closer look at the Marxist understanding of capitalism as an historical epoch of economic development. Having recognized that the economic system is the foundation for the whole of society, Marx devoted his famous book Capital to the study of the economic laws of capitalist society. Before Marx, political economy evolved in Britain, one of the most advanced capitalist nations at the time. Adam Smith and David Ricardo laid down the foundations for what would become Marx's labor theory of value. In this theory, Marx showed that the value of a commodity is determined by the amount of time given to its construction, rather than the arbitrary price tag attached to it by the capitalist. Capitalist economists saw a relation between objects being sold, but it was Marx that revealed a relation between the people making them. As the exchange of goods developed and matured, the lives of individual producers, workers, and capitalists united into one whole system. Marx's Capital developed this question further and showed that workers have to sell their labor power on the market to the owners of land, factories, offices, shops, the capitalists. They don't own their places of work, as the capitalists own all the wealth, all the capital, which is needed to maintain the operation and upkeep of these workplaces in the form of wages, raw materials, machinery, etc. The worker spends one part of the day covering the cost of their lives, which they get in the form of their wages, but for the rest of the day they work for no pay at all. In this part of the day, they create what is called surplus value, the source of profit, and the source of the capitalist's wealth. This theory is a fundamental cornerstone of Marxism. Capital, created by the workers, crushes them. For most of us, the rise of large monopolies is pretty obvious. By destroying small-scale production, labor power becomes more and more centralized by fewer and fewer capitalists. Millions of workers become bound together in a handful of companies. But rather than receiving the fruits of their labor, their products are appropriated and sold away on the market by a handful of capitalists. The anarchy of production, the crisis of capitalism, the furious chase after markets necessitates the insecurity of existence for the mass of the population, as capitalism has to rely upon an army of unemployed workers so the capitalists can get away with poor working conditions and uphold a constant supply of labor power on the market. Although Britain has the fifth largest nominal GDP in the world, 20% of our population lives in absolute poverty, and absolute poverty amongst our youth is 27%. How much longer can this go on? The experience of all capitalist countries, old and new, year by year, is demonstrating clearly to an increasing number of people the truth of Marx's analysis. Whilst capitalism may appear to have triumphed all over the world, this triumph can only be the prelude to the eventual triumph of the working class over the capitalist class. The triumph of the exploited over the exploiter. Thanks for watching. Remember to check out the other videos in the series, leave any suggestions you have in the comments, and most importantly, share this out to spread the word.